oyster season, and Mr. Richard Mitchell right here, his family, legacy. I mean, your daddy is Mr. Senior, Richard Mitchell Senior.
Correct.
Sitting over there. Mr. Mitchell, you all right? How old are you now? 82.
Good oysters.
You know, we think about these little small nuanced stuff as like gathering oysters, shrimping, but these are legacies of our culture that paved the way for us to be where we at today. Also paved the way for Mr. Mitchell himself to get to school.
Yeah.
Get your kids through school. So it's more than just eating oysters. It was a way, a legacy of our culture to make a livelihood. So today, we just got a small gathering. It's the end of the oyster season. As my other elders say, he ain't going back in the creek when that's bad. But
That's true.
we kind of here to honor the family. I mean, these oysters are sweet, right?
Yeah.
Right out these creeks, out of these waters around here. And you know, when we on Hilton Head, I always say when we on Hilton Head, people tend to forget that this place is a gateway to our culture. Even though we see what Hilton Head is now, we must remember that there are legacy families all throughout this island.
Yes, sir.
We own one of the legacy properties as we speak. So Mr. Mitchell, your family, I just wanted to say thank you. It might not seem like much, right? You just gathering oysters. But this was able to put you through school, your father was able to get you through school, put food on the table.
Oh, yes.
And so it's important. And what you do with oysters is important to our waterways. Because without oysters, we'll have very, very dirty water out there. And so what y'all do and how y'all steward those oyster beds and these leases that, I mean, your dad's 82?
82.
So that means that his father was doing it. That means that his father was doing it. That means it's something that they were doing even during the slavery. So it's a legacy. So just wanted to say thank you to everybody who came out. And I'm going to let Mr. Mitchell speak a little bit on behalf of his father and just about their family heritage.
Once again, thank you folks for coming out. Like I said, my dad's been picking oysters ever since he was like 9 years old. I have close to almost 40 years in it. My nephew's close to 30 years in it. This was something that my grandmother did, my mom did, her best friends did, my uncles did. And like you said, this is how we actually fed our families. You know, like I was telling them earlier, we grew up on Marshall River. Folks that live on that side picked oysters and crabs and whatnot. Folks on this side of the island, they ran shrimp boats. You know, that was one of the things. Matter of fact, my wife's my wife's father, ran a shrimp boat. Her uncles did, and that's what we did. You know, that's how you farmed, you fished, and that's how you took care of your families. So to see us still be able to do this, it's a blessing, because it's definitely a dying art. You know, a lot of people, a lot of the older folks no longer able to get out there and pick oysters and shuck oysters and whatnot. So it's up to us now to be able to carry on the legacy. And I want to thank each and every one of you guys for coming out and supporting us and being a part of this. Thank you.
I'm going to let the legend herself speak. You ain't got to stand up, Miss Louise. So y'all understand a little bit where we at and the importance of this space that we are right now, that we at right now.
Well, thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you so much for what you have done and are doing this evening, honoring the Native Islander. And I'm just so grateful for this, because the Gullah Museum has been honoring our people since 2011. Okay, we did it up until COVID, and that kind of carried it for a while. And of course, I've been saying this for about a year, over the year. We got to get back to do that, because if we don't honor our people, nobody else will. Yeah. But it's just such a blessing. For Richard to be honored, and for his children to carry on, and the grandchildren. Oh, it is just such a blessing. And of course for Chef Dennis to do this, and of course have my friend here, Georgie, and all of you who come to witness this. So I thank you so much, and I know when Rich was talking about the different, this is a part of my presentation. Like every time I do a presentation, I talk about the oyster factories that was all over the island. Okay, so you talking about Marshland, and you talking about Pope, and all the Gullah communities. But this is what we had. I mean, it was either the river or the land. So we plant the land, all the different produce, and of course everything was seasonal. When it was oysters time, the guys was out there picking the oysters, bringing them up back to the oyster factories, and then the women would open the oyster, what we call shucking, okay? And at the end of the week, that money was divided between the oyster pickers and the shuckers. Okay, so we definitely made a living from the rivers, and God is just so good to us that He provides with the rivers. I mean, if you think about, I've been thinking about oysters lately, and it really got my attention that when we get the oysters out of the river, we don't have to do anything. That oyster is already seasoned by God. I mean, it's seasoned by God, just right, you know? So, I mean, how great is that? So oysters and mussels and clams are seasoned. When all you got to do is steam it and eat. Okay, so that is something to think about. Okay, I want y'all to meditate on that a little bit. And I think God provided just for us, and as well as the land where we can farm. And I'm just so grateful that we are on this Gullah Museum site. And I know we can go all the way back. I'm not going to keep you long, but I thank God for making provision for our ancestors to think about us before we was even born, where they got the opportunity, was given the opportunity to purchase land. And back in the day, people wonder, where did they get the money? Well, whatever jobs they had, whatever skills they had, they saved the money. And so you are actually on the Gullah Museum site, where this is the land that my great-grandfather purchased after the Civil War. Okay, and when I read his deposition, he said he bought 15 acres of land at $1 per acre. And today you are definitely on that spot of ground that he thought about us, and we weren't even here. Okay, and the blue house that you see over there, of course, was built for his grandson, who actually had his name. Okay, his name is William Simmons as well, but we call him Bubba Dewey. So that's Bubba Dewey's house. That house is 95 years old, and it's the only restored Gullah house on Hilton Head Island today. Okay, so when you come to this site for the Gullah presentation, we take you all the way back to what life was like on Hilton Head Island before the bridge. So this is a very, very special site. And like my cousin used to say, it's a real. Okay, but this is ours. So we thank God for Chef Dennis, who God put it in his spirit to do this to honor the brother over there. But this is not the end of it, because we got to continue honoring our people, and we hope to do that as soon as possible. We got some things going on, and it's just that a lot of times, even though you got it planned, God got the last say. Okay, but we just hope that 2025 is going to be a great year, and that we can continue with a lot of things that we have planned and on our agenda. So again, brother, thank you so very much for doing this. Thank you for the oysters, and I feel so blessed that I can lay back a little bit this evening and just enjoy the oyster roast. A lot of times I don't ever get to do that when we have the oyster roast on the site. So again, thank all of you for being here and for sharing, and don't let this be your last time. You know? Don't let me gotta go and hunt you all down. Okay? All right. God bless you. Enjoy yourself. Okay.
Listen, we will open up the food station too. So I did a little razzle dazzle. So I read that lamb on something.
Yes.
So we got crab rice, with a little bit of shrimp in it. It's the local rice too. It's the Kalanagoa rice, the rice that made Charleston the Low Country very rich, of our ancestors' knowledge. So it's Kalanagoa rice. We got some stewed fish, some local black drum.
Stewed fish.
Miss Louise, you know.
Nice.
You can't fry everything all the time. My granddaddy told me when he was coming up, you eat stew fish more than fried fish. So she got stew fish off the bone, so it's filet. Cabbage with carrots, steamed, and cornbread. I got two different types of cornbread. I got some this regular straight up, it's not Jiffy now. It's heirloom cornmeal too. So it's local cornmeal, and then I also got a strawberry cornbread. So we got a little blessed both birds. So feel free to walk over. I'm gonna go stand over there. I won't eat no more oysters right now. Save me some. And yeah, I'm gonna go over there, and whenever y'all wanna come get yourself a plate.
I'm gonna be there directly.
Directly. Thank y'all.